This incident occurred recently in Oklahoma City and made both the staff of the sheriff's office and other residents of the city very worried. On August 22, 2022, at approximately 1 p.m., 3 deputies Bobby Schwartz, Mark Johnson and Melody Norton arrived at the house located on 78th Street. They brought a court document for delivery, a notice of eviction from the house of citizen Benjamin Plank. Deputies approached the front door, but Plank refused to open it. Then officers Bobby Schwartz and Mark Johnson went to the door at the back of the house, and Officer Melody Norton stayed at the front entrance. Plank, armed with a pistol, was inside the house. As soon as 2 deputies approached his windows, he opened fire on them. Officer Schwartz, hit by 2 shots, fell to the ground. The suspect moved into the garage and opened fire on a female officer who was at the front entrance, but did not get to her. After that, the offender left through the front door and headed to the east side of the house, where he encountered Officer Jones, who was trying to help his injured partner. There was a shootout, during which a sheriff's deputy was seriously injured. The officer was radioed for help. The suspect had a pickup truck in which he took a firearm and left the scene. When sheriff's deputies arrived at the scene, they learned that the suspect had fled the house in a car with a towing device on which a boat was fixed. At about 1:30 p.m., one of the officers found the suspect's car, which was traveling along 89th Southwestern Street. During the pursuit, the officer tried to carry out a pit maneuver, but to no avail. Driving along the interstate, Plank opened fire on the deputy's car. "Hey, Lucan, look at him. He's got a rocket." "Hey, who's at the front?" The suspect in motion continued to fire. A deputy sheriff who was on the Plank's route opened fire with a rifle. After that, the officer chasing Plank, who was closest to his car, opened fire with a rifle through the windshield. Driving along Interstate 40, the suspect suddenly turned off the highway and headed down the road that led to the Air Force Base. You can see Plank holding a rifle in his hand. When the suspect stopped at the checkpoint, he still held the rifle in his hand, stuck it out of the window and stopped the car, threw it on the ground. Plank got out of the car with his hands in the air. Sheriff Tommy Johnson spoke at a press conference that took place about 1 hour after Plank's arrest. Johnson could not contain his emotions and burst into tears when he spoke about the wounded officers.
They were screaming across the state for my guys.
Both officers were being treated by medical staff at the time. Sergeant Bobby Schwartz could not be saved, and he died of his injuries. And Deputy Sheriff Mark Jones was in the hospital with a damaged femoral artery and splinters in his stomach. The detainee was placed in the Oklahoma County Detention Center on suspicion of first-degree murder, shooting with intent to kill, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, as well as using a vehicle to fire a weapon. The following items were found and seized in the house where Plank lived: 38 spent rifle cartridges, 9 spent pistol cartridges, Glock 17 pistol, A15 rifle, longitudinally sliding bolt-action rifle, Winchester rifle, shotgun, 5 mobile phones. In addition, officers seized an AR-15 rifle from Plank, which he was holding in his hand when he got out of his pickup truck before the arrest. Just 4 days after the incident, Officer Jones, who was seriously injured, was discharged from the hospital. He has undergone surgery and is recovering so quickly that doctors do not believe in this miracle. The shooting came as a great shock to the staff of the sheriff's office. The last time an Oklahoma County sheriff's deputy was shot 87 years ago, on June 14, 1935. At that time, the sheriff's office was called the Oklahoma County Constable's Office. Constable Joseph Wood was the last officer killed in the line of duty before the latest incident.